Hey guys, quick heads up, there's been some new developments in this stock, so I'll be addressing everything that's just come out lately at the end of this video, so just be sure to stick around for the latest information. With the coming boom in electric vehicles, you might be tempted to invest in EV companies or even electric battery manufacturers. But I think the safer and more profitable strategy will be investing in lithium, an element that is essential to the lithium-ion batteries used in EVs and other energy storage solutions. The easiest way to do this is with lithium mining and manufacturing companies, which there are quite a few of across the globe. But in this video, we're focusing on the one that I believe to have the greatest potential of them all, and that's Lithium Chile, ticker LTMCF. To get us started, we're going to take a look at the overall lithium market and landscape. This will help us better understand why Lithium Chile is perhaps the best pure-play lithium investment on the market. Then, we'll dive into Lithium Chile and what sets them apart from other businesses in the lithium space. Make sure you stick around for this because they are incredibly well positioned for the future of lithium. Next, to round out this analysis, we're going to discuss some potential valuations for the stock. I don't usually talk penny stocks, but with all things considered, I think Lithium Chile could produce some life-changing returns. And as with all investments, there is some risk involved here. So last, we'll be taking a look at a few things you'll want to consider before investing in this stock. Let's get started. The transition to electric vehicles and renewable energy storage is accelerating faster than previously predicted, with analysts upgrading EV expectations from 20% to 40% to even 70% annual growth. Lithium is one of the key materials used in these technologies, so as they become more widespread, the need for lithium increases. And because lithium is forecasted to be so integral to our energy needs in the coming decades, it's even being called the new oil. According to the United States Geological Survey, over 70% of the world's lithium supply is being used for batteries, up from about 50% in 2019. This shows that lithium-ion batteries are single-handedly driving demand for lithium. With the continued penetration of electric vehicles, lithium demand is expected to more than double by 2024. And it's at this point in 2024 that the demand for lithium is expected to exceed the available supply. By the close of the decade, demand will be far greater than the available supply and put pressure on lithium prices, which have already started soaring back as of December 2020. So as an investor, lithium looks like a very attractive commodity to be involved in. But not all lithium is created equally, because there are many different geographies and materials it's found in around the world. So we're going to take a look at the three main sources of lithium, which are clay deposits, hard rock deposits, and brines, which are underground saltwater deposits. Clay makes up the smallest portion of the world's lithium reserves, at an estimated 3% of our total lithium supply. Most of these deposits are found in North America, specifically in Mexico and Nevada. Because of this, a lot of domestic companies are aggressively chasing after ownership of these clay deposits. Tesla recently announced plans to produce lithium in Nevada, and Lithium Americas, ticker LAC, has gotten some publicity lately for securing Thacker Pass, which is believed to be the biggest clay deposit in the United States. But the first problem with clay deposits is that many believe they are the least economical source of lithium. According to Jade Cove Research, this could change in the next decade, but for now, clay is not believed to be economically feasible because it contains lower grade lithium than other sources. Additionally, it's not yet believed that extracting lithium from clay will have any environmental benefits compared to other extraction methods. Since environmental concerns are part of this EV shift, the carbon footprint of lithium extraction is something we'll have to keep in mind. So by focusing on clay extraction, businesses are probably paying more to go after a smaller supply of lithium, without any clear benefits other than its location within the United States. Hard rock mineral deposits are the next biggest source of lithium, with an estimated 30% of our world's total lithium supply. This lithium is found within other minerals, the most common being a mineral called spodumene. This and similar lithium sources are the most evenly distributed around the world, with some of the biggest operations taking place in Australia, China, and Canada. In addition to their widespread availability, rock deposits generally have higher concentrations and quality of lithium than other sources. Unfortunately, this advantage is offset by the costly mining process required. Mineral ores are mined using traditional methods, simply digging into the Earth's surface. Then, the lithium has to be extracted from the mineral ore, which is both an expensive and heavily carbon-intensive process. In fact, hard rock mining is expected to produce 4 times more carbon emissions than the next extraction method we're discussing, brines. This has some serious implications for the future of lithium hard rock mining, despite it being an efficient, accessible, and high-quality source for lithium. The final source of lithium is in brines, which again are underground saltwater deposits. These are estimated to make up over 60% of the world's lithium supply. The vast majority of these brines are located in what's known as the Lithium Triangle, an area that covers Bolivia, Argentina, and Chile. The Lithium Triangle is estimated to be home to 50 to 60% of the world's lithium supply, making it the most concentrated area of lithium reserves on the globe. This ownership is largely dominated by Chile, which is estimated to have about 50% of the world's lithium supply within its borders. To extract this lithium, the salt water is pumped to the surface and distributed into shallow pools. In the dry climates, this water is evaporated over time until only dry minerals are left. Then, the lithium can be easily extracted. Lithium extraction from brines is cheaper and easier than previous methods, but it also takes the longest, at about 12 to 18 months, for the evaporation process to complete. While it's less environmentally taxing in terms of carbon emissions, there are some concerns that this process drains the natural water supply of the surrounding regions. So to quickly review, lithium is found all over the world. Clay is not currently an ideal source, but it has some US-based businesses excited. Hard rock deposits have higher costs and carbon impacts, but may offer higher quality lithium. Brines are the largest and most efficient source of lithium, especially in Chile, but they're not without their own issues. With so many different ways to mine lithium, there's a huge variety of lithium producers to invest in. However, I think Lithium Chile makes a case for being perhaps the most attractive investment opportunity. This is thanks to their geographic positioning and properties, their partnership with Summit Nanotech, and of course, their current valuation. Lithium Chile has a portfolio of 13 properties throughout the country of Chile, which, as we know, holds more economical lithium reserves than anywhere else in the world. They own 100% of this land, meaning they owe no rights or royalties to anyone else. With this ownership, they're the largest landowner of lithium reserves in Chile, except for the Chilean government and SQM, a Chilean lithium producer that happens to be one of the largest in the world. However, it's worth noting that SQM currently mines lithium in only one location, the Salar de Atacama. This salar alone produced 36% of the world's lithium in 2017, which shows how powerful a single one of these resources can be. So with the properties that Lithium Chile possesses, it's possible that they're sitting on reserves that could also supply massive amounts of lithium. And what they've done is perform sampling and analysis on their properties to determine which ones are the most prospective candidates for large amounts of lithium. With these results, they've identified the most valuable properties based on their size, their ease of access, or how deep the lithium brine is underground, and the concentration of the lithium samples in each location. I'm not going to cover each of their properties here, but pretty much all of their properties look incredibly promising. I'll link their investor presentation below, as well as an interview with CEO Steve Cochran, if you want to learn more about the distinct advantages of each one. And we'll talk more about their properties when we discuss valuation, but the big idea here is that Lithium Chile has massive land ownership in the lithium capital of the world. Just a single property could enable them to become a leading producer of lithium, and they have 13 properties to further explore and develop as lithium demand grows. This gives them a huge advantage over other producers who have significantly less land ownership and may be in less advantageous geographic locations. In addition to having this land ownership, being located in Chile gives them the absolute cheapest cost of lithium production. With this advantage, they estimate their cost of lithium production per ton to be approximately 1/2 the cost of lithium production anywhere else in the world. Additionally, they found resources like gold, silver, copper, and even cesium among these properties, which will add some extra value and diversity to their portfolio. In fact, Lithium Chile has already stated that they'll allow other companies to mine these non-lithium resources, which will allow them to cash flow off of these properties without having to put in any work themselves. The next huge advantage that Lithium Chile has is their partnership with Summit Nanotech. Summit Nanotech is pioneering a new method of lithium extraction known as direct lithium extraction, or DLE. I'm paraphrasing the CEO Amanda Hall, but she says they've designed this technology to mimic the human kidney. The idea here is that they'll use a sponge-like device to instantly soak up the lithium directly from the brine, eliminating the need for the lengthy evaporation process. This could potentially reduce the extraction time from a matter of months to a matter of days or even hours, and this will further reduce the costs and improve the efficiency of lithium extraction. Of course, another significant benefit here is that it also completely eliminates any environmental concerns associated with brine lithium extraction, since they're not evaporating the natural water supply or expending other resources. The Summit Nanotech partnership with Lithium Chile is non-exclusive, so it's possible that other lithium miners will also benefit from this technology at some point. But Lithium Chile is confirmed to be the very first lithium producer to test their new technology. They're expected to get the first unit deployed in July of this year, which could really put Lithium Chile at the forefront of the future of lithium mining. This will also put them in a great position with local communities that might be concerned with the environmental impact of lithium mining, since they'll be one of the first lithium producers to offer this greener solution. So let's talk valuation, because this is one of the biggest reasons I see Lithium Chile as a huge opportunity in lithium. My thesis here isn't that Lithium Chile will become the world's largest supplier of lithium, although it could be possible in several years. Instead, I see the opportunity in Lithium Chile being that they're so criminally undervalued with a current market cap of $60 million at 50 cents a share. Considering their portfolio of properties and the lithium reserves they hold, I believe they should have a higher valuation that reflects their properties and future supply capabilities. So let's start with Salar de Coipasa, which the CEO has stated is one of the most exciting prospects that Lithium Chile has. About 1/3 of this lithium source is located in Chile, while the other 2/3 is located in Bolivia. Lithium Chile owns about 70% of the property on the Chilean side. In 2019, Chinese electrical equipment manufacturer Xinjiang TBEA Group invested $1.3 billion for approximately 50% ownership of the Bolivian side of this salar. At that price, the entire salar would be worth approximately $4 billion. Lithium Chile's ownership equates to just under 25% of the entire salar, which suggests that their ownership of this property alone could be worth as much as $1 billion. In total, the company has ownership of 166,150 hectares of property. They acquired this property at $3 per hectare. In 2018, amidst the previous lithium boom, hectares were trading hands around $1,000 each. This puts the potential value of Lithium Chile's portfolio over $150 million, which is still more than double their current market cap. Plus, given that their exploration has already discovered probable prospects of lithium and other metals, it's likely that their portfolio is worth even more. At this point, I'd also like to draw a comparison to Lake Resources, a similarly positioned lithium junior mining company. They've gotten a lot of attention lately for their technology partner's direct lithium extraction method, which is similar to that of Summit Nanotech, and has been famously backed by Bill Gates. Their portfolio is also located in the Lithium Triangle, mostly in Argentina, and includes roughly 50% more hectares than Lithium Chile. However, 90,000 of these hectares are not brines, they're hard rock deposits, so they actually have ownership of less brine than Lithium Chile. Their flagship project makes up more than half of their brine ownership, where they have found lithium concentration around 200 milligrams per liter. For reference, Lithium Chile's best properties range up to 1,400 milligrams per liter, making their lithium sources considerably more concentrated and potentially more valuable. Just like Lithium Chile, Lake Resources plans to get their direct lithium extraction technology deployed on-site at some point in 2021, before moving into production in 2023 or 2024. So by direct comparison, these companies are at very similar stages with comparable technological advantages. But considering hard rock lithium resources aren't a priority in this geography, you could argue that Lithium Chile still owns a superior portfolio of properties. Yet Lake Resources has been called undervalued with a market cap of approximately $300 million, which is 4 to 5 times greater than Lithium Chile's $60 million. Based on the potential value of Lithium Chile's portfolio and the valuation that similar lithium miners are getting, I'm confident that this stock is easily worth $1 to $2 at least. Plus, as more people discover the significance of what Lithium Chile has, it's possible that investors will pay a premium over other lithium miner stocks for their more attractive portfolio of properties. Leading large-scale lithium miners are valued in the billions, so if Lithium Chile can evolve into an operation like those, then we could really see some life-changing returns from this stock. Of course, that's a more speculative idea, and something that will require a closer look once they begin mapping out their production plans. Let's wrap up by discussing some risks, because as a junior lithium miner, there are some very important ones to consider. First, like we've said, they're still exploring and they haven't yet started producing lithium. Given their location in Chile and the exploration and sampling they've already done, I think it's a pretty safe bet that they'll have some economically viable lithium sources on their hands. So whereas other junior lithium miners might be exploring at the risk of finding nothing, I do feel confident that Lithium Chile has located and acquired substantial lithium reserves. The risk at this stage will be any setbacks in their ability to get started with lithium production. Again, their ability to locate the lithium and their partnership with Summit Nanotech both look good, so I think any setbacks here will come from the Chilean government. Lithium Chile needs to go through the formalities of court approval before they can break ground and begin mining. Since the pandemic created restrictions throughout 2020, this was something that limited what they could accomplish last year. Similarly, the disapproval of indigenous communities could disrupt their plans. We've seen protests surrounding most new lithium projects because people are against the environmental impact of lithium mining. Again, the partnership with Summit Nanotech makes me feel pretty comfy here, since that should silence most arguments against lithium extraction. The CEO has also repeatedly stated that Chile is pro-mining, which is somewhat reassuring. But Chilean citizens recently voted to rewrite the country's constitution, which gives the indigenous people a chance to play a role in the future of lithium mining in their country. As lithium has become a more relevant subject in recent years, it's possible that the outcome of this constitution will impact the operations of Lithium Chile. However, if things in Chile remain friendly towards lithium, I think it's only a matter of time before Lithium Chile can capitalize on their properties and scale to be one of the world's leading suppliers of lithium. Overall, Lithium Chile offers an exciting opportunity to invest in one of the most attractive portfolios of lithium reserve properties. There are some short-term risks involved, but with their portfolio and strategic partnerships, I feel confident that they'll make it through to production. It's arguably undervalued at current prices, which I think suggests an immediate upside of 100 to 200%. And while there is some potential for short-term growth, I think it may not be until 2024 or 2025 where we really see this stock take off. This is when many forecasts predict lithium demand to exceed supply, by which time I hope we'll see Lithium Chile actively producing lithium. So for me, this is an exciting hold for any time frame, and as a penny stock, the potential for explosive returns are there for anyone with a risk tolerance.
All right, guys, and that brings us to the new developments for the stock, and there's two things I want to address. The first one is actually some pretty good news, and this is that Lithium Chile recently came out with some test results from their Laguna Blanca property, where they found lithium brine deposits in concentration of between 1,035 and 1,230 milligrams per liter, which is, again, on that higher end of concentration, just showing that's a really good property for lithium potentially. Additionally, when checking for cesium on these properties, the samples they collected tested higher than the detection limit, which is basically just a really good sign that there is cesium deposits on this property, which is just another way to bolster the portfolio and provide some more value to whoever might be interested in mining there. Also, interestingly, in this announcement on this Laguna Blanca test, they highlight that their lithium portfolio consists of 71,900 hectares of lithium reserves. So this shows that the 166,000 hectares of property that they claim are not all lithium reserves, which is definitely important to note. Instead, it sounds like they have these 12 properties that are on known lithium deposits and make up the 71,900 hectares, and this other 80 or 90,000 hectares are made up of non-lithium properties, which would be kind of their gold, their copper, their silver properties. So that's just important to note that not the entire portfolio is strictly lithium. They are holding a pretty good amount of non-lithium resources as well. So that might kind of change the value for people who are investing purely for lithium prospects. Now for the bigger update, a user by the name of Whoopin Soccer posted on StockTwits about speaking with the CEO of Lithium Chile. According to their post, Lithium Chile is not actually interested in mining at any point in the future. They're purely an exploration company. If they have no plans to mine the lithium themselves, this does kind of limit the scope of the business. They're not going to be evolving into some huge scale lithium producer and supplier, but instead it seems like they're just going to be testing and proving that they have lithium on their properties so that they can maybe attract other businesses to buy the properties from them, or they can join in some joint ventures to let other businesses still come on the properties, mine, and then generate everybody a profit. So that just kind of changes maybe how you would look at this company and imagine what they're going to do in the future. And evidently, in regards to the Summit Nanotech partnership, they are also not interested in mining lithium. So again, this is just kind of a group effort to kind of test their technology to get Lithium Chile on the side of environmental advocacy, I guess you could say, just keeping local communities happy while they test for lithium deposits. So that's important to keep in mind. Like I said, this does kind of change the scope of the company because we probably shouldn't expect them to be a huge lithium supplier or producer. But personally, I still think their portfolio of properties is very attractive. Still, I think the valuations we discussed earlier, based on what they're finding on these properties, stands. So I still think even if they don't become a huge lithium producer in the future, they still do have some immediate upside because of the value of the land they're still holding. And the more they explore that and test and find these high concentrations of lithium, I think the more that proves the value of the property they have. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are considering looking into the stock any further. So I'll leave it all at that. So that's going to do it for me on this stock. There's definitely a lot to dig into here. So if you want to talk further, ask me questions or anything like that, obviously the comments down below, or you can find me on Twitter or StockTwits at Tyler Perspires. But that's going to do it. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.